I'm Klina Jordan from Make Votes Matter, and we've got other people from Make Votes Matter here helping today, and lots of volunteers, so thank you all. We've got some wonderful speakers coming up who I'll introduce shortly. First of all, I just want to give a little bit of context to this event. We're nearly at the 200-year anniversary of the Peterloo massacre, and that was on the 16th. People were demanding more democracy, and the crowds of people, I think there were 60 to 80,000 people, got charged into by cavalry, and there were lots of deaths and many, many injuries. So hopefully that's not going to happen now. But what we're here to say is that we still don't have real democracy. At that time, women didn't have the vote, and that's why we're dressed as suffragists or suffragettes, whichever you want to call it. But also men didn't have the vote unless they owned land over a certain value. So we have come a long way, but every step in getting more democracy is hard won. So it requires all of us to get together and fight for it to actually get it. So back in those days, people mainly didn't have the vote. We now do have one vote per eligible person over 18, even women, which is great, but votes are still not equal. In this last election, 68% of votes were wasted, which means they didn't count towards the final outcome at all. Some votes were worth 19 times as much as others. Parties can actually gain votes and lose seats, or lose votes and gain seats. And the winner of the popular vote may not actually be able to form a government. That's happened a couple of times in the past in this country, and you're probably all aware that that happened to Trump in the States. He didn't win the popular vote, but he is in power. So obviously there are big things to fix. So the main selling point of First Past the Post is that it's meant to provide strong and stable government. And I think we can all be pretty sure that it's failing at its main selling point these days. Make Votes Matter works with allies like the Alliance for PR, which Wendy runs, and the Electoral Reform Society, wherever Darren is, and Labour Campaign for Electoral Reform, Mary's representing here as well. And of course all of the parties who want PR. So all of the opposition parties, aside from Labour, already officially want PR. And Labour's coming more and more on board, and we're confident that we can actually get them fully on board, hopefully next year. And so that's a big part of our campaign. In addition to focusing on Labour and getting people to speak at CLPs so that they can have the conversations about how proportional representation is the norm and it's the only fair way to do democracy, like 80% of democracies already have PR, we've also got local groups around the country who are all taking action, organising events like this or street stalls like that, or all sorts of other things, hustings and things like that. And I think the key thing to say is you have already got involved. You're all here today, despite the weather, and that's a big step. So thank you very much, and cheers to all of you.